Oh yeah, no, I want to go out of my way to make sure that YouTube never gives us money for this. And if they try to, I'm going to give it back. Be like, no, I don't want your dirty YouTube money. I like how all these places are like, we need you back in the office 5 days a week.
You know what somebody said? Somebody said that working in an office is just parallel play for boomers.
Wow.
They don't actually want to be around their family,
Sure.
but they need to be around somebody to
They need to be around somebody.
to
Sure.
do stuff.
Yeah.
And that just really clicked for me of like, oh yeah, parallel play is not like a new phenomenon that our generation and the next generation invented. It's always been a thing.
Right. And this is how you and I parallel play, by having a podcast. It's actually not parallel play at all. In fact, it's not even an appropriate way to put it.
Because we, in fact, do not play.
Welcome back to Watson and James Don't Play.
See, it's right there in the title.
My name is High Blood Pressure Jones.
You want to take that again? High
blood pressure Jones.
Clean take. Can we get a clean take?
High blood pressure Jones. My blood pressure is too high. I don't believe in clean takes. I only do one take, and by one take, I mean 6 tapes. Who are you?
Watson.
Oh, okay.
See how easy that is?
I want to do something cool. Oh, stop it. Stop. No.
And in all that vamping, I couldn't think of anything cool for myself, by the way.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Not a finger. Oh, we're dead.
We
Off
are
to a
so
great
dead.
start. Off to a wonderful start. Really nailed it.
So if you were with us last time, you'll know this is our second time playing this particular mod on this particular game.
Dark Souls 3 Convergence.
And I think that's a lot of fun.
We're playing it for a very specific reason. We got a really nice comment on the last video that we put out.
Shout out to them.
It's right in front of you. Can't miss it.
For being super nice, and we're going to do our best. I think that's the agreement here, is that we're just going to try to cover as much as we want/can of this game. Because we don't really do playthroughs, walkthroughs, that kind of style. We try to limit our length of episodes to not bore you guys or run out of shit to talk about with each other.
Now that I've died twice, we can do the thing that I want to do here.
Yeah, I was really trying to ignore how badly you were doing.
I was doing poorly. It was
Really
bad. It was not going well.
Yeah.
First things first, we got to ember up. Let's find some ember. Do I have? Oh, good. I have 3. Make them count. Because I want to summon the Sword Master. Remember the guy from the last episode that we fought?
The vastly
naked boy.
underwhelming Swordmaster. Like, I expected something cooler than that. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
First ding on this mod.
I redid our character a little bit. He looks a little bit different from the Blood Priest from last episode. We're more of a Blood Guard, but we're still doing the blood thing.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a concept art for, like, one of the Knights of Ren.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, this is what they could look like. But it never makes it past the, like, watercolor stage.
We had to kill that enemy real quick, and now we can fight the boss. Come over here, Swordmaster. Come this way. This way, right in here. Come on. Come on. Quit looking at the sky. Come on.
He's a little cautious.
He's like, I'm a little worried. I don't want to fight this guy.
I'm going to hang back.
So what I'm going to do is that because we only do 1 episode a week, and a full playthrough of this game would basically knock out the rest of the year.
Or 2.
Or 2. It's not a short game.
But they are short episodes.
I'm going to try to get to
different areas.
Different
highlights.
Consequential bosses.
Some of your favorite stuff, hopefully.
And some of the new stuff you've never seen before. This guy, if you've played Dark Souls 3 before, you know all about Mr. Vort.
Mr. Vort.
He's a big boy. He's cold.
What is that style of weapon called where it's essentially like a battle club where he's got, it's not like he's got a bunch of blades on the top of that. It's more of a blunt object.
I'm not sure.
There's a specialty name for it. Where are my medieval dorks at?
It's just a great mace, I think.
Sound off in the comments.
It's just a great mace.
It looks similar to a Morning Star, but
Hold still, Vort. Thank you.
I just know that there's a name for that specific time, and it's bothering me. I can't think of it. But what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna beat this guy.
I'm not gonna look it up. That's for sure.
I'm gonna win, baby. We win in this house. Sometimes, except for the both times I died just now. That doesn't count.
So what's this guy's deal in the community? Like, what's the word on this guy? How do the fans feel about this guy? You said everybody knows him.
He's traditionally a fairly easy boss.
He seems pretty... I don't like that cat in heat pose he does.
You don't like his taint?
I don't like how proud he is of it.
Show me your taint, Vort. Don't worry, I'm gonna.
Okay, so yeah, he's a let's get people hooked and thinking they can play this game kind of boss.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. Because, boy, howdy.
He has moments of, quick, but he's dead. All right.
Yeah, he's gone.
I was going to keep talking about him, but I won.
And I never saw you really have a problem with him there at all.
No. I know about him.
Yeah.
In the mod, they made him a little faster, a little more resilient. I think his frost attacks do a little more damage.
Yeah, it just gave him a little bit.
A little bump. But
little bump.
By and large, he's not a super difficult boss.
He's not super OP.
No, he's not super OP.
Sorry, I just wanted to sound cool.
He does not pwn me very often.
Well, you're not a noob, bruh.
I'm a noob at Convergence because
I pronounce all the gamer speak stuff in like a SoCal accent.
At some point in this episode run, probably not this episode, but sooner rather than later, more than likely, is that you see that green wolf down there?
I do. I see it.
Yeah, he's cool, right?
I guess
he is connected to the Archdruid, which is a new boss in the Convergence mod.
Now, does he report to the Pope Druid?
Just the Archdruid.
But who does he report to?
Ow.
Who does that guy report to?
I think that he's in charge. I think the Archdruid reports to himself.
Do they have a whole Vatican system set up?
I'm sure they do.
For these, I mean, if you've got blood priests and arch this, like, feels like you got to have a whole hierarchy.
A whole situation.
I just want to know who's banging the altar boys. That's all I want to know, okay?
Oh, Jesus.
I just think...
Look at me. I got stuff coming off me. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. A little pestilence vibe.
You and I have been spending a lot more time together this week than we normally would.
And it's strengthened our marriage.
I think so. So we had a real big winter storm roll through the United States.
People saw it at the time. If you're in the future, just know that it was a big dump of snow.
It was a big to-do, and people were like, I don't know what to do. It never snows around here. And I go, just take it easy. Just maybe, you know what? Maybe take the day off.
Take that day off.
Just take the day off. It'll be fine.
Everything will get back to normal. It'll be fine.
And if someone makes like veiled threats at you for taking the day off, just get rid of them.
Just get rid of them. You know.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
It's true. That's right. So with all of that weather stuff going on and me living where I live, I've been carpooling basically.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. I enjoy spending time with you.
I hope so, because we do it a lot.
We do it a lot.
But I also know that adding a little more, it's not always a smart
maybe get
idea.
a little more going here.
You know what?
Ouch.
Can we start bathing together? I feel like that's one spot we're really missing out on. You know?
I like the implication that we don't already bathe together. Like you're trying to be cool about it. They can know.
Bro, I was trying to introduce it slowly.
It's a bubble bath situation.
Right. So there's plenty
sexy
of
bubble bath.
Plenty of modesty to go around until the bubbles run out.
Yeah. Try to hit me with your book.
Speaking of bubble baths, we have 100% decided who of us is Bert and who of us is Ernie in this rubber ducky situation. Right?
It depends on the situation. So at work.
Interesting.
At work, I think that
you're Bert.
I'm Bert and you're Ernie. You're just a silly guy.
Yeah.
Not really trying to ruin my day because that makes it sound like you're being nefarious.
I'm not as underhanded as Ernie is.
Nothing like that. But, I have to keep up.
But you're put upon.
I got to keep up more appearances at work.
You're more the straight man.
I'm the face
of the comedy duo.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I'm just a little more whimsical with it because I can be. I have less responsibility.
But I think that you take and I'm trying to be cool about.
Cool.
What I'm about to say is that.
Hey man,
I wouldn't say that you.
Be cool.
I'm trying to be cool. Let me be cool. Hey, can I be cool for a second here?
Tell that bitch to be cool. Say bitch, be cool. Be cool, honey. Say bitch, be cool. Tell that fucking bitch to chill.
Like three little Fonzies.
You take your hobbies and your personal life pretty seriously, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like you mean the things that you do and you mean the things that you say. It's nice.
I try to.
Those are good qualities to have.
I do try to. I can see why you would tiptoe around saying something like that because I know. Yeah, I know what you're getting.
You know what I mean by that.
You think you take yourself pretty seriously, don't you? That's what you weren't saying.
Right. I'm just a silly boy. Just a silly little goose.
I go deep. I go deep on topics. Basically, the more I like something, the more I want to know about it and the things that are adjacent to it. So that leads to me knowing weird things. Like watching certain things with me is almost unbearable because I just want to share all the tidbits that I know about it.
Because of the things that you know about the thing you're watching, and you're like, hey, hang on a second. We're going to pause the movie for a second.
Because I need to explain why this scene or this thing is actually this, you know.
This is the part of the movie where Elias Koteas actually starts to lose his hair. And I'm talking about the original Ninja Turtles, that kind of stuff.
And I'm going frame by frame to show you continuity errors in his hairline, like.
See that? See, it's starting to drift away.
And they clearly this was a reshoot because he's lost like 3 centimeters.
He started losing his hair the minute that he said to April O'Neil,
"Hey, Broadzilla, you wouldn't even be standing here if it weren't for me, okay?"
That was the point where his first strand fell out.
I saw a little Forrest Gump feather of hair just
Said, see ya.
right onto his shoulders.
Hope you're happy.
You've made your choice.
Choose wisely.
Now be damned to television.
You've chosen poorly. Oh, and the bad guy from Shooter, which I do like that movie, but that's his role. He went from Casey Jones to the bad guy in Shooter, and a really bad guy.
What are you missing? Mid-90s Elias Koteas. That is, I think, his best performance.
It's really good. I'm talking Crash is the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. One of those rare NC-17 flicks.
One of those.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I always thought that was a thing that they talked about, but movies weren't really rated NC-17.
All right, I'm going to do that thing that you complimented me for.
Do the thing, please.
Do you know why? In America there aren't many NC-17 movies?
Because there aren't many softcore pornos that make it to the theater. Not to discount Cronenberg's work.
Well, that's a separate issue.
Okay.
Let's put a pin in the pornography aspect of it.
Put a pin in the porn, please.
Because it's not always
Go
about...
ahead and porn the pin, please.
It's not always about nudity. Sometimes it's about violence. Sometimes it's about words, pervasive language and whatnot. So, the rating system in the United States as far as movies go is kind of a complicated history. Everybody knows about the MPAA, G, PG, PG-13, R, NC-17, and then at the very top, not rated, just NR, right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem with that system is that it's a pretty clunky system. Not everything's going to fit into one of those categories necessarily, especially when the MPAA will not tell you what their guidelines actually are, which is obviously just to keep them from being held accountable. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's pretty obvious that's the only reason they wouldn't want people to know.
They want to be involved, but they also don't really want to be involved.
They
don't want to take any responsibility, but they want to be the people that rate the system.
Well, and they don't need any oversight on themselves. You know what I mean?
Sure, I guess.
If they pass a movie at a certain rating and tell people why it got that rating in detail, then I come along with a movie that shows something similar, they wouldn't be able to give me a worse rating. I would have precedent to fall back on.
Remember that meme where it's like it's the lady looking at the screen?
Hold on, I'm not done.
And there's like numbers and equations popping up.
Yeah,
That's what's happening right now.
Yeah. She's doing all the equations.
She's like, wait. Do not sell weed to my husband.
So you got people like Spielberg come. Do not sell drugs to my husband. Okay. So people like Spielberg were getting pissed, right? Because he makes family films.
Right.
Or he did at the time.
Jaws is a family film.
Jaws is the first blockbuster. But E.T. has the word shit in it.
Oh, that's right.
Has some guns in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Has stuff that's not a G.
Right. Stuff that's not a G, for
stuff
sure.
That's not a G, and stuff that even pushes the boundary of PG.
So I thought it was Indiana Jones.
Stuff
that had a
like I'm
problem
not
with
citing it specifically as a turning point. I'm just saying these are the types of conversations that were being had. Now you're starting to parse it out. Well, what does the MPAA want, right? And all that
they want your soul.
And all of that is to say that at the end of the day, the only thing movie studios knew they didn't want was an NC-17 because it limits markets. Theaters don't want to run them because not as many customers can get into them, so therefore they can't make as much money off of the showings. That's it. It's the only reason NC-17 got a reputation for being pornography, because they would shove pornography out in porno theaters with an NC-17 after the X rating kind of went away. Right?
Sure.
Because there was such a crossover between X mainstream quote-unquote films, like Deep Throat is a mainstream film, but it's rated X.
Hell yeah.
A Clockwork Orange, rated X.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fritz the Cat, rated X. So movies that were not pornography were getting this rating, and pornography was getting that rating for a short time. They switched it more to NC-17 to distinguish this is not porno. This is just a little above an R, and we don't want anybody under 17 even admissible with a parent.
You're going to love it, though. You're going to love it.
It's going to get a standing ovation at Cannes. Elias Koteas is all scarred up and fucking looking like a snack.
I think you're making it too clean.
Medical tattoos are supposed to be clean.
This is not a medical tattoo. This is a prophetic tattoo.
And you watch him get a car logo tattooed on his chest at one point. It's a pretty great movie. I love that's the worst way to describe that movie. I just want someone to not know what they're going to see. All of that stuff happens in the movie.
Prove that you're a car guy. Show me your chest tattoo. Show me your Ford chest tattoo. Okay.
So that's what's up with ratings. That's what's up with NC-17 versus R versus 13, and why studios do submit multiple cuts to different things. Because when DVDs came out, it became a thing where, oh, we can double dip. We can release an R-rated comedy and then also release the DVD of the unrated version, so people will buy that too. Or people who, want a little extra will pay more.
You know, a little extra on top. You know, a little extra Elias on top.
Have you ever seen
a thin load, a thin coating of Elias?
Have you ever seen the unrated cut of Sex Drive?
No.
The comedy with Clark Duke and
No.
Seth Green.
I've seen so many movies. I've seen so many not movies. Rather,
well, it's a fun
I've seen
one.
tons of movies, but I've never seen any of the movies you're talking about.
So it came out. I've seen upwards of 40 films.
I was just joking.
That's the goal.
That's
the goal.
I've seen 40 movies. It's pretty big.
Upwards of. So I'm not at 40 yet.
No, I'm doing my spell. Don't hit me.
Ooh.
He missed me. He missed me.
Sex Drive came out right at kind of the height of that trend in DVDs for mid-range comedy budgets, and they have fun with it. It's notable because
we have fun too.
They acknowledge, hey, we're only doing the unrated version because y'all want to see some tits. It's that kind of mid-2000s vibe, right? So they literally green screen in topless women into certain scenes.
Oh, that's
stuff
stupid.
That's
hilarious.
Stuff that's actually funny,
right?
Because it's obvious and that they're in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would seek that one out. Other than that, just watch regular versions of stuff, guys. You're not missing much other than just clunkier jokes so they can fit in more swearing or nudity that seems kind of distracting and goes on too long, stuff like that.
We may have talked about this on the show before. I don't remember. If not, cool. If so, whatever.
Those tits that just come by and shake in front of the camera in an airplane. You remember that?
Yeah.
That movie's not R.
Right. That's weird.
You know what I mean? Like the MPAA really fucked us all because they got the studios so scared of not getting the rating they wanted for money reasons that you're making all these stupid creative decisions that just muddy the water. Anyway, that's my rant about the MPAA.
You said director's cuts, like don't bother.
I didn't. Director's cut is a much different thing. I'm talking about an unrated cut. Usually the director doesn't even do that.
I was going to say, because the director's cut that I really like is the Daredevil director's cut, the Ben Affleck one. It's actually really cool. I like it anyway.
All right. If you're endorsing it, I will take that seriously.
A long time ago, I lived in Joplin, Missouri, based on Barry.
Shout out to HBO's Barry.
I'm so glad that they mentioned Joplin because I'm just like, I used to live there. I've lived in Joplin, Missouri. It is horrible. It's a horrible place. Sorry about the tornado. That sucked. But I mean, the rest of it, it's just a shitty town.
And you know what? I believe there was a shitty guy from Joplin who committed some abuse to his girlfriend.
Of course there was.
I believe that.
You know why? Because he's from Joplin.
Because he couldn't quite hack it in Springfield.
Oh, it's tough.
That's some Missouri humor for y'all.
But for real, there was a cool store in Joplin called Eccentrics. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're still around. If so, great. If not,
sounds like it should say "Milady" at the end of it. Eccentrics, Milady.
I remember that at the radio station I worked at, the production director, he made it his personal business to get Eccentrics on the radio.
Okay.
And so he would write these demo ads for him, right?
To try to entice them.
Really, really cool ads. Some of the ads won awards.
All right. I'm into that.
But they never actually bought the ad.
So you couldn't run them?
So, well, no, like we couldn't run them, yeah. They refuse to do advertising. They're like, no, we don't advertise.
So there are award-winning ads, which in and of itself is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I don't know that there should be awards for advertising.
It's self-congratulatory is what it is. You know, because it's just radio people congratulating themselves for their advertisements because no one else cares except the people in radio.
That's industry awards in general.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can be the best toilet salesman of the year for your whole industry. That's cool.
This guy slings some shitters.
I'm sorry, you say latrine?
You mean you changed it to latrine?
Yeah, used to be shit house.
Oh, fast climb.
Skedaddle the ladder.
He really skedaddled. He really did. So, we went to the high wall of Lothric last time.
Anyway, I mentioned. Hang on, let me finish the Eccentrics thing.
Go back to Eccentrics.
I picked it up. They had a DVD selection and a really cool tape selection. They actually, I regret not picking it up because it was awesome. They had Highlander, the TV series, on tape in its entirety.
I dated a girl in high school whose dad had that.
That's so cool. And it formed the picture and everything. Oh, it's badass. Anyway, I picked up Daredevil Director's Cut from there. It was like $4. And I said, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Why not?
I lied. We made out twice.
How bad could it be?
But her dad did have those tapes.
You made out with her dad?
I will neither confirm nor deny on the advice of counsel.
Hell yeah. Anyway, picked it up, watched it. Coolio pops up in the director's cut.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's this like wrongly accused guy. And Daredevil's like, no, he didn't do it. I can tell because I can hear his heartbeat. That's my thing. That's my whole deal.
And it's like a human lie detector kind of thing.
So the movie in theaters came out, right? And it focused on Daredevil. Matt Murdock was there. He was a character. But by and large, it was just about Daredevil. The director's cut is about Daredevil and Matt Murdock. And it's cool.
Hell yeah.
It's really good. I highly recommend the director's cut of Daredevil with Ben Affleck. You've heard that nowhere else. I guarantee that. No one else has recommended
No
that.
one is doing that.
Whoa, easy. Easy.
You're insane. And I cannot wait to check that out.
And you are my same height. That is neat. Never gets old.
Do you know I have a weird Daredevil connection too? Other than the
That sounded like, I went to high school with Daredevil.
You know, Matt Murdock, or Matty as we call him. I was watching, because I got to back up to get to the Daredevil connection, because it's so stupid.
I love that it's stupid.
So I was watching YouTube, just like all of you are doing right now, you pieces of shit.
I'm going to kill him with my vampire move. Watch this.
And
hell yeah.
What I like to do, one of the things I like to do, is I like to smoke a little bit of grass.
I was going to say, is there some drugs?
James, I like to smoke a little grass.
Do some drugs, kids.
Legally, have some plant medicine. Put on a 6-hour YouTube video.
Obviously.
That is either a Defunct Land video, or the other big one that I like to do is broadcast chunks, where it'll be like 6 hours of Kids WB from 1998.
Oh, it's so cool. I love that too.
And then they include the commercials and all that. Feels more authentically like you're high in 2004.
I'm high in 2004 watching reruns of Men in Black.
So I've got my Adult Swim. I'm watching The Oblongs. Right?
Which episode? There's only like 4.
I'm enjoying it.
Oblongs or Mission Hill?
Mission Hill's on next.
Okay.
In between, and late night TV, they only do like 3 or 4 different commercials.
Yeah.
So you keep seeing, if you watch more than one show, you see the same commercials. This particular time period was right when Daredevil was coming out.
Awesome.
So every time they would play a Daredevil trailer to be like, in theaters Friday.
Okay.
It would start, the trailer or teaser or whatever would start with Kevin Smith saying, "You want to see something cool?" Because I think that's part of the movie.
Maybe.
I think he's in it for like a cameo or whatever. I don't know.
It's possible. I don't remember.
But it's just
I remember Coolio.
He lifts his head up and goes, "You want to see something cool?" And then does a big explosion and, like, it's a teaser.
Right. You're like, I guess that was cool.
And I'm like, I remember him in one of the Die Hards. I don't remember him in Daredevil.
He was in Die Hard, yeah. He was in Live for Your Die Hard.
Right. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Now, we did a boss fight.
Yeah. Now we're just kind of bumming around.
Where do you want to go next?
So we're in the Undead Settlement right now.
The Undead Settlement I enjoy, and it makes some appearances in our other Dark Souls episodes if you guys want to go check us out.
We're dead now. Whoops.
not dying quite as much. And then, way to make us.
I had 33,000 souls too.
Jesus.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, I'm so stupid.
That could have bought you a nice little Nissan Sentra.
Am I close? Kind of close.
Sort of close.
Sort of close. I'll be all right.
Well, if I keep going at this same speed, will you get there?
Maybe.
Don't break your rhythm. Don't break your rhythm. Don't break your rhythm.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm there. Okay.
Who are you guys fighting? You fighting each other? Hell yeah, fight each other.
Sometimes it's
Quit
a fight.
shooting me. I'm watching a fight. Oh, he got him. Okay, now I gotta kill him. Literally backed into a corner. What an idiot.
His friends must not like him because that's a 2-person saw. If he can't find anybody to get on the other side of that.
Randy, help me with this. Randy, help me with the tree. No.
Fuck off.
No.
His friend has a British accent for some
Of
reason.
course he
I don't
does.
know why.
His Britishisms are offensive too.
Ooh.
Offended by your
Yeah.
Britishisms.
Yeah.
We heard that this morning. I thought that was a dumb thing to say. I'm like, what do you mean your Britishisms? They were talking about Robbie Williams' big flop.
First of all, I don't think Britishism is even a fucking word. I think you can have a colloquialism.
You trying to tell me
That's-
NPR is just making shit up?
If you want to talk, I think it's just hyper specialized speech for no purpose.
Yeah.
Just use the word colloquial. That's what it's there for.
Not everyone can say that. I
to
can't say
describe
that.
a non-specific regional dialogue.
I can't say that word.
If you say, why do y'all say y'all? It's like, it's a colloquial term. Instead of saying, it's from Southern Appalachia.
You're really good at saying that word that I can't say, and I'm jealous. I can't say that word, and I can't say quickly the word community. I draw it out.
Quick, say it.
Community. I gotta say it like that. I can't
Sounds
say
like
it
you
fast.
grew up in a cult.
Community.
Is it? Are y'all with the cult?
You trying to tell me Watson castrated you? I'm trying to tell you that I'm not gonna stop him if he tries to. It's fine.
You are the Lord's eunuch mouthpiece and serve a very important function in the coming quickening.
Thank you.
All right.
And we're back to Highlander. You said quickening.
I just kissed his forehead ever so lightly.
A little bit.
You guys like butterfly kisses? Are those still big?
I think butterfly kisses are always gonna be in style.
Wait a minute. Does everybody not know a lot about Eric Carlisle?
Just stop trying to hit me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
So Undead Settlement.
Yeah, Undead Settlement. I want to say
The Lothgar. You got to put up the map. Put up the map.
All right. I don't remember what's next.
We're gonna do some more of this map next week,
Oh, this map? We're doing more of it.
and it's gonna be great.
Where are you going? Look at the map.
Look at the fucking map. I just wanted to get an R rating, so I had to say fucking.
Oh yeah, no. I want to go out of my way to make sure that YouTube never gives us money for this. And if they try to, I'm going to give it back. Be like, no, I don't want your dirty YouTube money.
Do you know what the fuck rule is for PG-13 movies?
What one?
Under what circumstance?
Oh, I don't know that. I know there's just one.
It can't actually be about sex.
Fascinating.
Because he says, like, if he says, like, you and your girlfriend gonna fuck, that wouldn't be PG-13. But you and your girlfriend got fucked up last night.
You know who says the F word
Totally
like a champion?
Most people?
No. Gene Hackman.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Just beep all of these.
Anytime
It'll be funny.
anytime Gene Hackman says the F word, I'm like, oh, you guys are in deep shit now.
Yeah, it makes my sphincter retract.
Right. Because you're like, oh, Gene
Not
Gene's,
retract. It's not like prehensile.
Gene's really mad at us.
Contract.
Why do you think he's mad? Well, lots of reasons.
Gene has every right to be mad at you because, frankly, you're not living up to your promise. That's the vibe I get from him is you promised him something and you're not living up to it.
He said the
kinda
F
pissed
word.
at you now.
He said the F word really well in Enemy of the State. Yeah, right?
Because you made a fucking call.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the exact one.
I blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call.
It's going to be a busy episode.
It's going to be a super busy episode.
Busier than last week.
Show the cat from Enemy of the State.
Oh, sure, of course.
It's a cute cat.
Look at that. It's a fine kitty.
It's a Faraday cage. That's what he lives in.
Oh, interesting.
You like that?
Yeah. What was the the movie was Gene Hackman next
Hoosiers.
to, not Hoosiers,
Superman the movie.
Denzel and Gene Hackman, they're in a submarine, I want to say.
U-571?
Is that it? I don't want to go down. I want to go up.
It's either U-571, PT-109, K-19,
What's with all the fucking abbreviations?
K-19 the Widowmaker.
K9T Widow Q.
No, K-19 the Widowmaker is
If you
cool.
say so.
These are naval distinctions for ships and submarines and stuff. And
Yeah.
then they always have a little cheeky name because, the boys will be boys and paint pinups on the side and shit.
Whatever you say, Goose.
Fucking, I got your back, Iceman.
Hell yeah.
Don't do that teeth clink thing at me, though, that Val Kilmer does. Busy episode. And that is not ASMR. That is a terrible sound.
Do you like it? Hell
Nobody
yeah.
likes a teeth click.
Too late. It's in there.
It's in there.
My stuff!
And you can't do a thing to stop me. Behold my souls.
All right, we'll see you next time.